Hey everyone, welcome. And I really apologize for my voice because I am super sick today. But that will not stop me making this video. Anyway, in this video, I'm going to be making this cute mermaid dress inside of CLO3D, or you can use Marvelous Designer. Well, you can call it a trumpet dress, but I am more comfortable calling it a mermaid dress. Well, um, I'm going to be starting with the pattern I make a long time ago. If you don't have this basic pattern, you can go and download this from the description of the video. It's completely free, so go and download it. So first of all, I'm gonna go and drag it down near the knee area because that will be my hemline. And right now, just don't see the just don't focus on no, I'm gonna be going a little bit upward like that. So yeah, that will be my end of the dress. Now, if you see a mermaid dress, the reason it is called a mermaid dress, well, because it looks like a mermaid. So you have to make it. So here is an option to check both fabric and avatar at the same time, which is this translucent surface. You can see the body through the fabric. So as you can see, I have to reduce the fabric from the waist area. So I'm going to click here and see where it is shown in 2D window. And I'm going to add 2 points like this. Select that with the transform point and segment tool. Double click in the middle and just drag it like that. So it will be reducing from both sides. And right now I'm going to be just seeing things from the front and just change roughly. I'm not going to be precise. I'm not precising anything. I'm just shaping this very roughly. From here, I also have to reduce a little bit like this. So it can be shaped like that. But I have to add more fabric on the hip area right over here. So I'm going to again add 2 points and right now drag it like this. So it will have more fabric on that area like this. So it has more fabrics. There's another cool option to check the tightness or loose, which is this strain map. And wherever it is red, that means it's super tight. So right now in the thigh area, it's not very comfortable. So have to add points like this and drag it like that. And this one, a little bit maybe. So it's all about this transform point and segment tool. It's really amazing tool. It's one of my favorite tools in Marvelous Designer CLO3D. So it's still very tight. So I'm gonna adjust it just a bit to make it a bit loose. If you see it right now, so see the red is starting to reduce. That means you're fitting this here just a little bit. So I'm gonna add another points and again just fit it. It's very time consuming, guys, and I really encourage you to spend as much as you can because this dress is all about fittings. I mean, spend a proper time fitting things. And if you think this really bad shape, don't worry about it. I will smooth that at the end of the video. But first, fitting is really important. Now, when you fit, when you are working with that, you can see you have a lot of excess fabric in the back area, which is not uncommon. So I'm going to use dirt to reduce the back fabric, especially here, there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the inbuilt dirt option. You can also find it in Marvelous Designer. And I'm going to just drag and draw it. And, and make sure the widest point of the dirt should be here somewhere. So it just reduce the most of the fabric from this area. And like that. I think I'm going to make it a bit smaller and sew it like that. And of course, simulate. to see. It reduces, but not too much. And one more thing, fabric. I'm going to be using an organza fabric for this dress. So yeah, mermaid dress are very, very common. I mean, popular in wedding dresses. So well, let's use silk organza. And you can, if I simulate, you can see a lot of fab folds are automatically gone because of the property of the organza fabric. Anyway, I still have to reduce a lot of fabrics from the back area. So I'm gonna make this dirt a bit wider. Don't make it too wide, otherwise the fabric will be pinched and it will look bad. And I think I'm gonna be making it a bit higher, this one a bit lower. Always check the 3D window. I mean, it doesn't matter what you're doing in 3D window. If 3D dress looks good, it's everything. And to reduce it even more, I will give a little fabric this area. So just a bit fabric there. Just even this out. And I think the dot position is not very amazing, so I'm gonna use it at top and make it like that. There shouldn't be any folds, any unwanted folds like this, because it's so fitted. It has to be fitted. I want to reduce the fabric from this area just a bit, so I'm gonna use 2 points like that and reduce it. So it's reducing a little bit by bit. I'm just easing things out. I mean, smoothing. I'm just sifting the folds from one point to another. I mean, it's kind of like a draping process in real life. Let's leave it like this and see the tightness. Well, some of the area has a bit tighter, especially in the hip area. Let's leave it like this, but I will modify it. Let's modify the armhole a little bit because it's not very smooth, as you can see here. I'm gonna make it a bit top and adjust these things just a bit so I have a nice looking round armhole. And now let's work on the neck line. So what I'm going to do is, and what I am doing here is right click, rotate y axis and select that, so it will just makes it straight. And just because I'm using hotkeys, I'm flat like this. I'm going to select that and that, right click, match up to start. So it's really efficient. Just trust me and use it. So I'm going to start the neckline maybe around um, here. Yeah, I'm going to make it downish and right click, select this line, right click, delete all curves. I'm going to add a point here and make it maybe like that. So it will be a square neckline like that. And if you find the neckline is not very fitted, don't worry. I'm going to be adding binding, so it will just make everything nice. So I'm going to do the same thing in the back as well, because the back is not round. It is square as well. So just drag this point down, delete this, add a point, and like that, like this. Yeah. This shape, guys, it is so important. I just can't recommend it enough that spend a lot of time shaping the dress according to your avatar's proportion. There are still a lot of excess fabric here, so I'm going to be adjusting the dirt just a bit so I don't have too much excess fabric on the back. It's not very amazing, just sifting the folds like that, so it will be easing out. And that's really the specialty in CLO3D or WordPress Designer. Let's see the side seam, and it looks relatively good enough. But here, I think I'm gonna be dragging this just a bit so it doesn't have this weird. I mean, I don't want any gather here, so I'm gonna be um, reducing just a bit fabric from here, and I'm gonna add a bit fabric there. Now I'm gonna be doing the thing which I should have done a long time ago. Select all this and these points and right click, convert to curve point. And now I'm gonna be deleting some points, so it will be a relatively smoother angle, not very boring and janky. Yeah, I think like that. Okay. I don't want this kind of pinching here, so I'm easing it a little bit. And if I see some pinching yet, I will reduce the fabric. Now, this is a pose, and you are not likely to use this pose because it's just a basic and very boring pose. But I will change the pose after I make the sleeve and ruffles. Anyway, let's start making the sleeve right now. So it's very simple. Just to add a rectangle, add point in the middle, just drag it like that. Convert to curve point. I mean, right click, convert to curve point. Add some curves like that. Basically, a sleeve pattern like this, and free sew like this, holding shift and sew it with the armhole. But let's see, I should make the armhole here. Maybe I'm gonna be swifting this solder seam just a bit here, and I'm gonna smooth that thing just a bit. So the proper you make this armhole, the better the sleeve will rest there. So just adjusting this just a bit, and I think the sleeve will, and just draw it like that. Simulate. See, I'm gonna sew it like this, and okay, sleeve does not look that bad. I want the sleeve maybe on the forearms like that, like this, and from there you will have ruffles. So I'm going to select that with the transform point tool, and I'm going to drag it like this, and make sure to have a smooth hole, I mean the round here. As you can see right now, the sleeve is not very smooth. It's kind of like pointing thing. So what you can do is you can add a curve point and just drag it like that until it just moves thing out like this. It's, yeah, I'm going to select that and Control D, just symmetric paste like this. Now what I want to reduce this just a bit, so it just gives me enough mermaid shape. This waist, that's hip, and this area is a bit narrower, so I'm going to be stopping there, I guess. Maybe just a bit longer like that. Just checking the overall tightness, which is not very bad. I mean, I can still go and tweak everything, but it's okay. All right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to merge this font pattern like this. Don't remove linked editing. So I'm going to do the same thing like that. So I think now a lot of you can relate this pattern if you see online like that. I think that Darts are a bit neck close, so I'm gonna be sifting just a bit. Now add the ruffles, which is basically a ellipse pattern like that. And if you follow my other videos, you can know this is very easy. Pressing there and select this four, right click, offset as internal line, maybe 50, hit OK, and then right click, cut, and delete this middle. And maybe like that. And make sure you're phrasing everything and make sure the sewing is not messed up. So I'm going to be starting from here, as you can see, from here, and I'm going to go like this and here as well. So I'm going to start from this, go to the left and then right. You don't have to go all over like this. You can just start from here, a bit left, and then come here. That's right. And I'm going to start here, but I'm going to hold shift like that. I'm going to click, drag. I mean, not drag, click and then release, click and then drag, and like this. Again, click, here, click, release the click and drag like this and click to end. And make sure it's all straight line. And that's how you know this is straight seam and simulate, of course, and it will give you an amazing ruffles. So I'm gonna be going a bit bigger, and because it's organza, that's why it doesn't drape that heavily like it does in default fabric, which is amazing. So I'm gonna be making the ruffles quite long, maybe not very long, but I think I'm gonna be going like that. I mean, guys, if you want more gathering on this area, you have to make this round a bit bigger. And if you want less gathering, smaller. And I'm going to do the same kind of thing on the sleeve area. So I will add another ellipse. Make sure you're holding shift while dragging, so it will be straight. I mean, uniform ellipse or something like that. And again, interline, then cut, then delete, and make sure you're this area. And then, very important, the sewing. I'm going to be sew from this, I mean, like this. So it starts from there and like that. You can see in the 3D window how it goes, and it should be like this. So I'm going to start from here and like that. I'm going to start from here like that. So it just gives me straight sewing, which is very important. And that's how you can make this kind of amazing gathering. But I think the gather is, I have to make this a bit smaller. And of course, simulate to see. And again, it's organza. It doesn't give you the very heavy draping, but it will do your job amazingly. It just drapes very amazing, even in CLO3D or Marvelous Designer. I mean, in Digital World, it's it's one of my favorite. It is my favorite fabric, by the way. It's just so amazing. Adjust it according to your needs or according to your style to drape it a bit better. Just unfreeze that, and it will adapt the shape of the sleeve nicely, like that. And once it is done, Control G to symmetric paste. It will be automatically sewn. Position it correctly and simulate, of course, and unfreeze everything and simulate again to let it breathe. And yeah, I think I have already done this. Here, I think I should leave a bit fabric there. So I'm gonna go and select that too and drag it like this, just a bit. I'm gonna select that and that as well. Let's drag it just a bit. So it just gives me more of a mermaid shape. Now, This pose is very, very bad. I'm gonna be using a pose, maybe that pose, maybe. Right, I have. Right, I don't have any idea why this avatar's mouth is open, but just ignore that. I mean, I just messed it in DAZ Studio software. But anyway, yeah, this is what after making the walking pose and simulating it right nicely. Yeah, I think that looks really good enough. And really I want to emphasize it again. Put proper time on fittings, especially the waist area and the hip area. It's and on the bust area. It's really important. These three areas are so important while doing it. I mean, while making this kind of dress. Anyway, if you want more detailed, you can reduce the particle distance, which I will do, but I'm not going to show you because it will be unnecessary long video, and I don't want it. But anyway, I hope you get something from this video. It's relatively very simple. It's all about fittings your body, I mean the avatar's body, to make this kind of dress. And if you have any questions, please leave it in a comment. And if you have any personal type of questions, you can DM me on Instagram. Link is in the description. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.